It's good to see everybody. Welcome. I am here with you tonight. It has been such a fun last couple of days. We had hundreds and hundreds of women at my workshops on the 4 mistakes homeschooling moms make. They can sabotage your homeschool year. Were you guys there? I want to know. Hello. Hi. Hi, everybody joining. This is TikTok right here. And there we go. Let's make that a little farther away. We don't need it so close. I have Instagram. Can you tell me if you can hear me with this mic? I have a little mic here. And then YouTube and Facebook should be able to hear me just fine here. Hi, welcome everybody. Do I have any friends here that I know? Welcome. Hi, if you have any questions about education in general, homeschooling, I'd love to know if you are a new homeschooler, if you, how you came across my pages. I would love to know. So curious. I'm on all the platforms. I have a podcast. My name is Christy-Faith. I wrote a book called Homeschool Rising. It's behind me. It's always weird with the cameras. It's behind me right here. My book is called Homeschool Rising. I have a podcast, The Christy-Faith Show. And hello, everybody. And I am the founder of Thrive Homeschool Community, which is a place where we train you and we teach you today was 4 mistakes, 6 pillars that help you give your kids the best education possible. And I think it's one of the best things that's happened to homeschooling in the last decade. And it's pretty amazing. Do we have Thrive members here? Hi, Joanna. Yeah, do we have a question already?
Hot Mess Jess.
Hot Mess Jess. Yay. On what platform?
On TikTok.
Okay. Look at what I stole from my sister today.
She loved your webinar.
Oh, yay. Hot Mess Jess. Awesome.
Retrice missed it.
Oh, if you registered for my webinar and you couldn't make it, do they already have an email waiting for them that has a replay?
Ask Retrice if she registered. I don't know.
Yeah. So if you registered for the webinar and for some reason you couldn't make it, only the people that registered get a replay. And you should know that the replay is only up for 24 hours. That's it. And then it's gone forever. So yeah, I'd love to hear. Okay, good. I'm glad you can hear me. Ask me any questions, any follow-up questions after the webinars that I did. I would love to know as you were kind of chewing on stuff, what were your takeaways? What are some things that you want to change in your homeschool? I also want to hear, hi, Denise. It's so good to see you. Are you like surprised to see me live? You're like, isn't Christy supposed to be exhausted right now? I don't know. Am I? I have my water. I'm okay. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here. We are live tonight to talk about homeschooling. If we have some bullies or naysayers in here, welcome. I would love to talk homeschool statistics with you. That would be fun. I love it when people are like, what about socialization, right? Oh, I have the best story. Okay, so after my webinar today, do you guys want to hear this story? After my webinar today, I went because my kids were at my sister's house. And I went over there to chill out. My sister has one of those Nespresso. Is it an Nespresso, Scott, with the tin can little roundy things? Good coffee, right? So she has one of those. And I was like, Aaliyah, will you make me an iced coffee? Right. So, and I was like, and make it a double. And so she made it in here. And then I've been filling it with water all day after that. But what is so cool, okay, she went to a neighborhood party. Okay, I want to hear if you guys have any experiences like this. So our topic right now is kind of homeschool naysayers. Do you have homeschool naysayers in your life? Skeptics, critics? I want to hear your tea and tell me a story that you have. I want to hear any stories you have about things that people have told you that are just so ridiculous. Anyway, so there's a neighbor that my sister that's in the neighborhood and she's fine, but just not my sister's favorite person. And she's a lawyer. And so my sister was at this neighborhood gals thing, and this lawyer was going on and on and on saying, oh, I have to put exclamation point. Like she was kind of snobby. I have to put exclamation points and I have to put emojis on all my emails. Otherwise, people think I'm a B. And then she said it. And what's so funny is when this whole event happened a year ago, that woman, when she found out that my sister homeschools, that one woman was like drilling my sister, like really skeptical, pretty rude, right? And, using her lawyer Jedi stuff on my sister. And so what was so funny is my sister was just listening and quiet. By the way, you need to know, my sister is nothing like me. Aaliyah, are you on right now? I'm so curious. Okay. So are you guys liking this story? Because I do want, while I'm telling the story, ask me your homeschooling questions. I want to know your biggest struggle right now in homeschooling. One, your biggest struggle, because I want to help you with it. But two, I want to hear what you're most looking forward to this year. I really want to hear that too. I want to hear some good stuff. Yes, I'm here to help you and get you out of that feeling of overwhelm and the hard days. I have great tools to get you out of that, but I also want to hear good stuff too. Okay, so back to the story. So this lady was at the party and she was just complaining, and I have to act like this in order to relate and not be viewed as a B. And the lady looks at my sister and says, "Is there anything that you have that feeling about?" And my sister looked her dead straight in the eyes and said, "Homeschooling. I get really tired of constantly having to defend homeschooling for people that don't understand it. I'm asked about socialization all the time." And so my sister, I was so proud of my sister. And if you knew her, you would know that that is not how she typically responds. She was kind of known. So it's just the two of us. We're 3 years apart. And she just was always known for being sweet, really kind and sweet. And so she was really proud of herself too. So, because apparently this lady, is what she is. So, okay, come on in, you guys. Oh, yeah. Oh, Rachel, you missed the 4 Mistakes live event. If you registered for it and just missed the time that you were signed up for, you'll get a replay link and you can watch it. So, welcome. I got a glitter badge. That's so exciting. Let me take any homeschooling questions that you guys have. I do want you to know, this is kind of really important. If you have been stalking Thrive Homeschool Community. Who has been stalking Thrive Homeschool Community? I hear this all the time. Oh, I've been stalking this. If you have been stalking it, you should join now because the doors to Thrive Homeschool Community close on Thursday night at midnight. We are closing our doors. We are getting our whole big group together. We're having an orientation Zoom on Friday. And we are getting you guys going. And we are so pumped. The team today, we've been voxering back and forth, making plans for what we're going to do with you guys. And we're doing an 8-week, we're doing a bonus for anyone who joins before Thursday night. It's worth $500 and you get it for free. And what the bonus is I'm kind of known for this thing called the 8-step homeschool success framework. It's incredible. It is so transformative. And we are giving you an 8-week coached journey in a small group setting over Zoom every Monday night, a coached journey through each of the 8 steps over 8 weeks. So you're going to get to know all the women who've joined Thrive for this fall. You're all going to be together. You're going to be in this special place. You're going to be on live Zooms with 2 Thrive Homeschool Community mentors. And what's incredible is this is a $500 value that is completely free. It's just a bonus for you guys for just, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of anyone who joins for really, you're making a step. You're saying, no, I really want to give my kids a good education. And I know that I can't keep doing this on Instagram scrolling and Facebook advice that's scattered when I don't even know who's behind the screen. It's a really brave thing for you to say, no, I really want to get this right. I want to do right by my kids. I might need some help with special needs. And so if you have any questions about Thrive, ask that tonight. I'm sure there will be because the doors are closing. Yeah.
Rachel said it wouldn't let me register. I don't know why. I'm not sure register for what, but
yeah.
She can email hello.
Yeah. Rachel, not sure if you were registering for the webinar, they're over. The 3 webinars happened already. But for Thrive, if you're having any trouble, just email hello at Christy-Faith.com. And that email is on my website. Let me tell you, we are on top of the emails. It will not get lost because it's women who are wanting to join Thrive, and we got to get everybody in before midnight on the 28th. So we are on top of those, getting everybody in. Okay, welcome. I should talk about a couple of my freebies that I have that are really cool. I have my curriculum recommendations. It's a free download for you of really solid curriculum. People are always asking me, Christy, what curriculum should I buy? Well, I can't tell you that without knowing you, your kid, their learning profile, your goals. I can't do that. But what I can do is give you a list of a lot of curriculum that's reputable, that I trust. So that's what that download is. Okay, yeah.
Oh, so many things. Do you want a troll?
Yeah.
Or do you want,
I'd love a troll.
Or do you want
That'd be so fun. Okay, should we go with the troll or the somebody who wants help? Which one?
Kindly Gourmet. I have an incredibly intelligent 2-year-old, promise, and I don't know how to keep up. I'm 3 days postpartum. I want to continue building her knowledge, but I'm scared and don't know how.
Okay, wait, which platform? Which platform?
Instagram.
Okay, you're on Instagram. What's her name again?
Uh-oh. No sound?
No
What happened
sound.
to the sound? Did you...
I don't know. Is it back, you guys? No sound. Oh, is it because we got a text in, maybe?
I don't know. Is that better?
Let's see. Okay, now, do you have sound now? We're going to wait because we want you to have sound. Let me just make sure you have sound because this is really important. You're 2 days.
Instagram.
What?
Instagram.
Okay.
Well, let's go to other people while I wait for that.
Okay. Is that frozen? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do the troll.
But I really want to. Okay. I want to help her. She's 2 days postpartum with a gifted 5-year-old. I want to help her.
Well, it's going to take a minute.
Okay. All right. All right. Where's my troll? Facebook, YouTube?
Homeschoolers have, homeschooling provides a substandard education for children and creates a problem for society.
Oh, no. Yeah. So you need to look at the statistics. Hey, Instagram, can you hear me? So I would highly encourage you to look at the statistics for homeschooling. So we score 15 to 30% higher than public and private school kids on standardized tests. So that means the same tests that other kids are given, we give our kids. In the state of Colorado, I have to give my kids tests. I have to report. And our kids are recruited by colleges. They have a higher college completion rate. 87% of peer-reviewed studies demonstrate that homeschooled kids are healthier socially, academically, emotionally, and psychologically. And we have a higher SAT and ACT score than other kids. So when you say something like, we are giving a substandard education, we're not. And these are peer-reviewed studies. So thank you for your opinion that's based in nothing. Appreciate that. But you're wrong. Okay. So Instagram, we have a poor connection. That is okay. Hi, TikTok. Do you have any questions? Okay, good. You can hear me on TikTok. I am so glad. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Oh my goodness, we have hundreds of people everywhere. This is so cool. I hope that you can. Okay. Yeah.
Just ignore Facebook.
Okay.
Ignore it.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Okay. It happens. Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad you're here tonight. So file in, ask me your questions. We got hundreds of people on TikTok. We got hundreds over here on this platform. It's okay, Instagram. We'll come back to you when we can. And I so appreciate that you're here. Let's talk about a couple of things with homeschooling. Let's talk about some freebies that I have for you guys. So I have my 5-minute homeschool style finder. That is really cool. So if you guys don't know what a homeschooling style is or an educational pedagogy, this is really exciting because a lot of people don't realize that there are 9 different ways in which you can educate a child. And you know some of them. You know Waldorf, you know Montessori. Traditional is what most public and private schools are doing. It's called the traditional pedagogy. And there are 9, and most of us we kind of align with one, right? I kind of started out as a classical homeschooler, and now I'm a little bit more eclectic. But if you don't know your style, it's a great place to start. It helps you choose curriculum, and I have a 5-minute homeschool style finder that is totally free. You can take it right now. In fact, something that I love people doing on my lives is when they go take the 5-minute homeschool style finder and then come back and tell me the style that you came out as. I love hearing that. It looks like we are back on Instagram, which is so exciting. Yay, Instagram. We have hundreds of women right now on these lives. I'm multi-streaming on a ton of platforms. I want to answer any questions that you guys have regarding homeschooling, education in general. I have been in education for over 20 years. I have read thousands of IEPs. I have been in meetings with principals, guidance counselors, psychologists, and parents. We used to get kids into Ivy League schools. We used to monitor and run the remediations for kiddos who were struggling, who have special needs. There isn't a diagnosis on this planet that not only have I not read about and know and read the IEP for, but then was responsible at our learning center to execute our own private individualized education plan with my specialists, and we got amazing outcomes. So a lot of people ask me, like, when they want to join Thrive, is Thrive for kids with special needs? Absolutely. In fact, we have a Zoom dedicated every single month just for you mamas who are homeschooling children with special needs. Now, there was a gal earlier, and I hope you're still here. You said you're 2 days postpartum and you have a 5-year-old, and you said that you're worried about keeping up. Now, the one thing that I want to say about gifted children that a lot of people don't realize is giftedness is a special need. Okay? A lot of people don't think of it as that, and it is. And actually, those kids are also high risk. So, your child's 5 and you're postpartum. Here's what I want to say. I don't know if you've been homeschooling preschool for a while, but if you haven't downloaded my How to Homeschool guide, I want you to do that, and I want you to do some deschooling. And if you're homeschooled, if you are currently homeschooling your 5-year-old, I want to invite you to join Thrive Homeschool Community. We have a special place in there just for homeschooling littles, preschool through 2nd grade. We can get you on the right track with reading. We can help you with your daughter who is gifted. How do you navigate those challenges? How do you know when to stop, when to go, when to let her, how much time per day should you be having her do the work? We help you with all of that, and we put you on a really solid plan that you can feel confident in, that you are giving your child everything they need now that is preparing them for a bright future. So, I want to hear in the comments right now, why are you homeschooling? Like, what was the big thing that compelled you to make the decision? I want to hear your own individual answers. Please tell me, and I can't wait to see them come in, because one thing that I think is really powerful is we know in our hearts that the system is not a fit for child development. And that is something that is so important to me, is child development. What do our little kiddos need? And I feel like our schools treat our kids like mini adults, and they treat them like regurgitation robots. And what people don't realize is you don't create, and I want you to hear this. You're not in masterclass right now. So I was about to say, write this down. Okay, you probably don't have a pencil or paper. But what people don't realize is that you don't make a healthy adult by treating a child like a mini adult. You get a healthy adult by meeting a kid's needs developmentally, socially, emotionally, with that secure attachment with you in their childhood. And that is what sets them up for success, right? It's kind of crazy. Like, we had a specialist come into Thrive last month, and she's an early learning specialist, and her specialization is preschool to 7 years old. Fantastic masterclass. When you guys, if anybody on here joined Thrive, and you have a preschooler or in that age range, I cannot wait for you when you hop in. First, you're going to take the Finding Your Why workshop, which is what I want you to do right away. And then you can hop over there and watch her masterclass because you have access to the entire masterclass library when you join Thrive. If you're curious, what's Thrive? Christy's talking about Thrive. Go ahead and ask and I'll explain. I'll take a moment to explain in the comments. But it's really interesting because what studies have shown, don't worry, I'll land this plane. I'll land it. What studies have shown about early learning is that when you go hard on academics with little kids and little babies, it backfires on you in many ways. And this is well studied. But if you allow them to play, if your preschool is play-based, now we're not ignoring reading skills, early math skills. We're not ignoring that. But there is something about letting them play. It's developmentally appropriate, and it gives them all the academic skills that they need for future, more booky type academic success. So, so many homeschool moms out of our own insecurity, right? Take a deep breath. How many homeschool moms in here are like, I just feel like I'm failing every single day? Yeah, I used to feel like that too. And it's real. A lot of that misalignment is when you don't understand what your child needs academically. You don't know how much they should be doing per day, where they should be. We often are comparing ourselves to what the kids are doing in the system. And then we're always in like that deficit mindset. And in Thrive, we get you out of that. We do something with you that's called deschooling, and we get you out of that. And we get you moving towards what your dreams are for your kids. And it is so cool. So did anyone ask about what Thrive is? Because I was just talking about it without kind of explaining it. Or do we have another question?
Let's see. Well, somebody said, why is bullying in school only focusing education to pass a test?
Is that separate than the bullying?
Why is bullying in school only focusing education to pass a test? I don't know.
Yeah. Someone just asked, why is school just focusing on like information to pass a test? It's because, so I talk about this in chapter 3 of my book, Homeschool Rising. If you're curious, I do a deep dive in the history of the compulsory school system in America. A lot of people don't know that I have a graduate degree in history. So I knew when I wrote my first book on homeschooling, I wanted to talk about the history of compulsory schooling in America, because let me tell you, it is soap opera. It is Jerry Springer level stuff. Here's what I'll say. And you can read the details in my book, but here's what I'll say. When our compulsory school system was designed in America, it wasn't a bunch of dudes sitting around a boardroom table saying, I wonder what's best for children. That did not enter the chat at all. It was what's best for the state. And people don't realize that. So it was a model that was borrowed from Prussia. It was a model that was proven in a certain country in Germany. I don't want to get banned. Proven to be successful. Now, successful is a quote. I'm using that in quotes. What they measured the success by was how they were able to produce a compliant workforce. To them, that was the goal. And in that particular country, during a particular time that was a dark time in history, it did that. It got compliant soldiers who were doing things that they wanted them to do. And then the people in America were like, oh, wow, we have a lot of free thinkers here. We don't want that. And poof, there was our compulsory school system. Now, if you think that is like, Christy's exaggerating, no, I'm not exaggerating actually at all. So go ahead and read. If you're curious about it, you can go ahead and read my book. Now, here's the thing though, is that I'll stop there because I don't want to bore you with like a bunch of history. But if you are a history buff, you're going to love chapter 3 in my book. Okay, I want to answer any questions you guys have. I want to say that my training community, Thrive Homeschool Community, it is where we help you give your kids a world-class education. It is closing its doors on Thursday night. Our enrollment is closing. We are getting that cohort in. We are getting you trained and deschooled. We have wonderful plans for you, but you will not be able to join Thrive after Thursday night at midnight and for a while, for a season. So if you have been on the fence, if you've been watching me on social media, you've known about Thrive, but you weren't sure what we're doing in there, please go visit the page that explains what Thrive is. You can click my face and you can see it right there. And something really cool that we're doing for this particular week, when you join Thrive on Thursday night, is we are giving you a special bonus group program where you are going to walk through my 8-step homeschool success framework live with 2 Thrive mentors and in a small group environment. And it's going to be fabulous. It is a program that would be worth $500. We do have programs in Thrive that we charge for. This would be one of them, but we're not charging you. It's a bonus for joining Thrive Homeschool Community. And so check that out and make sure that you join before Thursday night, because on Thursday night at midnight, that webpage is going to be like, Thrive is closed. Do you want to get on a wait list? And you will miss out on the fall. Okay, so any questions coming in?
Retrace 8 said, I missed everything.
She missed everything?
Yeah.
Oh no. How can we help you? Retrace 8. I love this. Why I chose to homeschool. Bullying was out of hand and all my child was doing was learning to take a test. Absolutely. Who really struggles with the bullying that's allowed in the schools? Yeah, it's pretty bad. And I think that it's the A word that I can't say because I don't want to get taken down. And I think that it's accepted. And I think it's capital T trauma. I really do. I don't think any kid should have to be in fight or flight 7 hours a day, 5 days a week for an entire year or more. I just don't think any kid should have to go through that. And they're not going to come out unscathed. Anybody in here, were you bullied? Yeah.
Somebody asked, how much does it cost to join and what age would you roughly recommend for joining?
Okay, so we serve homeschool. So who is Thrive for? Thrive is for all ages and stages of your student. So we recommend 2.5 years old because it means you'd be starting preschool when you're in 6 months, when your child starts 3 years old, all the way through high school graduation. And you're like, how do you do that, Christy? Well, it's so cool how we organize it. We have 6 live Zooms per month and we separate you into those categories. So we have like 1 Zoom call just for supporting teens, moms of teens, 1 Zoom call just for moms of elementary students, 1 Zoom call for homeschooling littles. And the reason why we do that is because a mom who's working on her high school transcripts shouldn't have to sit through us having a conversation with an occupational therapist on pencil grip, right? Or reading phonics. So that's why we kind of separate you guys. And then I bring in masterclass speakers and we make sure that we're hitting on the different ages and stages all throughout the year so that there's always a masterclass that is going to serve you. And then we then put that masterclass in the masterclass library. You have instant access to that entire library. There's over $1,000 of material in there for you, and you can pick the topic that you want, whether that's you're struggling with parenting right now. We have parenting trainings in there. You're struggling with your preschooler and you don't know what to do. We have early learning specialists in there. You have a wiggly little kid, maybe ADHD. We have trainings in there for that. Yeah, we have another question?
Yeah. How do they find it?
Yeah, so you go to Christy-Faith.com. Someone can put the link in to the page for Thrive. Yeah, okay. The link is in there for the page for Thrive, and you can go and check it out. And don't forget that we're offering a pretty incredible bonus, totally free, worth $500. It's going to be an incredible small group training experience. Yeah.
I think it's Dr. Reds over on Instagram.
Hi, Dr. Reds.
Hi, does Thrive help develop a rhythm for families for homeschooling?
Yes, we help you develop a rhythm and a schedule. Yes, we do. We have an entire module in my Failsafe Homeschool setup for that. So we do a lot in Thrive. And when you go to the page, you'll see everything that we do. if you were to add up the entire value, it actually would be like over $6,000 of value per year that you get in Thrive. Of course, we don't charge you that. But it is, when you go there, you will just see how robust it is. The comments that I get from moms who join, when they join, and they're in and they start going through the stuff that we have in there, one, they don't feel like it's work. Right? This is not something that you add onto your plate. In fact, if your plate feels really full right now, that is why to join, because we want to get you out of that. We want to help you to get more organized and get you out of that place that you're in. We want to bring peace into your homeschool. So it's not like going to a school or signing up for some sort of a training program that's going to take hours and hours. It's not like that at all. And what was the second question? I lost my train of thought.
That was rhythm.
Oh, yeah, the rhythm. Yeah, we help you set up really great schedules and rhythm, and I have some secrets to that. So I have 2 major frameworks in Thrive. I have the 8-step homeschool success framework that if you were to buy it alone, it'd be $300. We don't charge you that. And then I have something called the fail-safe homeschool setup. This one gets you confident. It gets you to be proud of the homeschool that you're developing for your kids. We get you deschooled. You find your why. This one is incredible. It's transformative. But also, I know that you need to get through your day-to-day, right? And so that's why I created something called the fail-safe homeschool setup. That is all the logistics, every single piece of logistic that you have for your homeschooling. And in there, I train you on how to set up a schedule that is flexible. Because the problem with schedules, especially with homeschoolers, is they're too rigid and you can't keep up with them. And then you end up scrapping it, or worse, you keep it and then you're constantly reminded of how behind you are. Who's that? Who is that? Let me know in the comments. Like, I am always feeling behind. Yeah. So we have a system where we get you out of that, and we get you scheduling your year, your months, your weeks, and your days in a way that's sustainable and works for your kids and your family. So that was a long answer. But are you a detail person? Yeah.
Retries 8, who's stuck with us through all the technical difficulties.
Yay! Awesome. I'm so glad. Well, you stuck with us. I love it.
I'm looking for a curriculum to assist me preschool, 1st grade, and 4th grade.
Mm-hmm. We got it. So first, if you're not in Thrive, and I don't want to, of course I want you in Thrive, and then we can coach you through it, because I have a lot of questions for you, like where your kids are, what they're like, what you want for their education. Are there any learning issues, or do you struggle with anything? So I have a lot of questions, but I do not want to ask you to marry me on our first date. That's totally fine. If you still need to get to know me, what I want you to do then is download my free download that is curriculum recommendations. And I have what you're asking about. I have lists on there. Now, are these my recommendations for you? No, there's too many on there. What that list is, it's a list of, it's like a safe list of, these are reputable, these are solid, pick something off of here. If you want more targeted advice for your own homeschool, and you want to talk to experts about it, that's what you get in Thrive Homeschool Community. Okay. Because I don't know you. I can't do that here, right? I can't do it on a live with like hundreds of women. Yeah.
If one is outside the U.S., as in moving into another country, and wants to continue U.S. curriculum for an 8th, 9th grader, and 4th grader, what do you suggest? Advanced placement for both kids. What curriculum do I suggest? Yeah.
Well, I can't recommend a specific curriculum for I know that if you're homeschooling overseas, you should be able to homeschool, and you can choose anything that you want to use. But we have a lot of moms, international moms in Thrive Homeschool Community, quite a few actually. And I think part of the reason why is they crave the community of other homeschool moms in there. So although I can't tell you what curriculum to buy, I know it's like, it hurts me that I can't satisfy you and just tell you buy this, because there are so many to choose from, and I don't know you and I don't know your kids. It's truly not a cop-out. If I knew you, I would be able to tell you. If I spent time with you, or my mentors did too, we would be able to help you build out a plan. So it's not a cop-out at all. It would be how do I explain it? I feel like if I just looked you in the eye right now and then said, buy this, I think I would be remiss, and it would be in conflict with what I know about education, child development, building out programs and things like that. So, and anyone that's going to tell you what to buy who doesn't know you, I would question their credentials and their, yeah, I'll stop there. So,
Brianna.
I know that's a little showing my cards. So I don't know if you guys know this, but one of the reasons why I came on social media is I got pissed off one day about really damaging homeschooling advice that I was seeing floating around on the internet. And I'm an educational expert, right? And so I was like, who are the people in the homeschool space who are giving good advising here, who are actually helping moms? Because this is damaging. And I was hunting and I couldn't find anybody. And that's when Scott was like, I think it's supposed to be you, Christy. So if you're wondering, like, how did Christy-Faith even happen? That's how. I got pissed off one day and made a social media post, and then it went like crazy viral. And here I am today with an entire robust training community. Because here's the thing, like, I feel like it's unfair to homeschool moms. Like, we're expected to get this perfect right out of the gate, like with zero training. Any job has training, teachers, nurses, nail techs. You have training, yet with homeschool moms, we're expected to white knuckle this thing. This is our children's education. This is one of the most important jobs in the world. So to think that we don't need help or shouldn't need help is crazy to me, but that's the expectation. It's so funny because when I talk about Thrive Homeschool Community, sometimes moms think of it as like self-care, and it's the care. Like, they think that a good homeschool is in finding the right curriculum. No, that's if you learn what I teach, that's one piece of the 6 things that make you a powerhouse of a homeschool mom. And so it's just so hard for me to see moms just jumping from, homeschooling by trial and error and jumping from this curriculum to that curriculum to that curriculum, thinking that's going to fix her kids' meltdowns or their resistance or things. And it's just, I feel sad, but here's what makes me sad. And I know there's a question, I'll get to it, but here's what makes me sad is not only are we expected to just do this by doom scrolling and Facebook advice from strangers, and piece this thing together with all that scattered advice, but then society's like the troll that you saw on, if you guys were here, like the troll that you saw, you're giving your kids an inferior education. And so I feel like society is side-eyeing us, and I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it. So that's why Thrive Homeschool Community exists. Okay, did we have a question?
Dr. Red's follow-up.
Okay, Dr. Reds, yeah. I'm a little spicy tonight.
Do you homeschool year-round or pause during summer break?
Okay, such a good question.
Have you seen pros and cons for each?
Yes. So no, there's personal pros and cons. I love this question. Homeschooling year-round versus taking the summer off. Of course, there's cons to taking a large break. Because you end up doing a lot of review when you come back. In my early years, homeschooling year-round worked well for us. But as my kids get older, now you remember, I have a high schooler now. My high schooler, it takes online live classes that are according to a school calendar. And so it doesn't work that well for us now. Also, because we are in sports leagues, like my son plays basketball for a nearby Christian school. We take him over there and he plays basketball. Well, that schedule is that school schedule. So educationally, if that's what you're asking, like pros and cons in terms of kids' development, well, you got to remember that why we got the summer break. The summer break was created, not for kids' best interest, but it's just stuck there in our society. I don't think it's damaging to take a summer break. So we are now in a season, because my youngest is now 9, that we do follow a kind of a traditional school calendar. We go on vacations when the schools are on vacations. And it's mainly because my kids are now older and they're taking like foreign language live online in academies. So But so we do take the summer off. What I will say though, and I do recommend this to the moms in Thrive, we still do a little bit of math every day. I just think it's easier to resume it. And we don't do a full-blown thing, but we do pop in and do 10 to 15 minutes a day, a couple days a week all summer, just because keep those juices flowing. So it's 9:05 already? That went so fast.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So we should wrap up soon.
Okay, we're going to wrap up soon. Go ahead and ask any questions that you have.
Kendra popped in.
Hi, Kendra. Hi. Awesome. Let me take a sip of water.
Desi says, I had educators here in Texas telling me they left schools because of the No Child Left Behind Act.
Yeah.
Lots of children are getting better education doing homeschool.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We're doing a great job statistically. 1,000%. Okay, come in and ask your last questions, and I'm going to have ice cream, coffee, Haagen-Dazs ice cream, and it's going to be delicious. And I'm going to put sprinkles on it, but not the plastic yucky sprinkles from the grocery store. I'm going to do good quality chocolate sprinkles.
Has another question. Did you outsource when there were subjects where they weren't your strong suit? I know it can be pricey with multiples.
Yeah, so I have 4 kids, and so what do you mean by pricey? And by the way, I also work full time. So I have to source in a way where I'm not teaching every single subject myself. And we do a combination of all of those things. So I will say that, people say, oh, you can homeschool for free. Yeah. I know the free homeschooling programs. I don't love them. I do think it costs something to homeschool. If you are kind of insecure in a particular area, like I don't love teaching math past 3rd grade. I did fine in math. I got straight A's in school. If you guys know my history, I'm a complete perfectionist. But I started to feel like I think I want to outsource this. And so we use a math program now that does the teaching and grading for me. I'm still a homeschooler. I'm still checking in. I'm holding my kids accountable. One of my kiddos struggles, so I'm sitting next to that child and being emotional support during the lessons. But yeah, I think our powerhouse and our secret power, that's a good way to say it, in homeschooling is in our sourcing and how we do that, because we have access to world-class materials, classes, and curriculum that other people, when you're in school, you're stuck to like that particular Spanish teacher or that particular biology teacher, that particular math curriculum, like hello Saxon, like please, if you guys are doing Saxon, please stop. But I grew up on that. So we just have world-class resources at our fingertips, and we can source so beautifully and put together an amazing program for our kiddos. Yeah.
Renee wants to know what math program you use.
Oh, yeah. So I use CTC Math. Here's a free shout out for CTC Math. They actually sponsor my podcast. They do all the teaching and grading for you. They're a fantastic math program if you haven't tried them out. And are they a fit for everybody? No, but, and so there's some mamas that we recommend other programs for. So don't think that just because I use that's my recommendation for you. But I will say that I absolutely love it. And it ticks all the boxes that are important to me for the most variety of learners out there. So, all right. Okay, you guys, we're going to head out. Oh yeah. Don't forget that Thrive Homeschool Community closes on Thursday night, the 28th. So please go ahead and check it out before then, so you're not making a last minute, panic thing. Check it out. Ask us any questions that you have ahead of time. We have a video on there where you can ask a question and someone will answer you. And then you can also email us at hello@christyfaith.com. So thank you so much for coming tonight. I'll see you guys later.